their team as well as anybody. They don't even have their big entrance tonight. So this is unique. This is different. But now let's kick it off and get this thing rolling.
So those that are here are definitely ready to go. Just a few minutes delayed. North Carolina State won the toss. They have deferred. So Virginia Tech will receive. Trayvon McMillan, Darion Green are back to receive the kickoff from Jackson Maples. And we are underway. The kickoff, a low line drive into the end zone for a touchback. And that means the Hokies offense will start at the 25-yard line. And it is the junior, the backup, although he started 4 games this year, Brendan Motley, who needs to play a whole lot better this week.
Yes, and I think they've simplified things this week, Dave. They knew that Michael Brewer probably wouldn't get to play even though he was practicing. They knew it early in the week. So I think we'll see a more simple offense where he will run the ball more, and they'll probably get some maximum protection because of the sacks last week trying to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, there's pressure on Motley. There's pressure on the offensive line. There's pressure on everybody for Virginia Tech to play a whole lot better than they did last week here against Pitt. First play and that jet sweep type action to Greg Stroman with a penalty flag thrown near the end of the play. Greg Stroman was just brought from the defense to the offense this week.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 44, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And it shows you that Frank Beamer and Scott Loeffler and the offensive staff trying to get more playmakers on offense to get some balls downfield, because Greg Stroman is one of the fastest guys on the field. And here's a guy, defensive back 1 week ago, starts out with a jet sweep, and they get a first down after the penalty.
It's a fairly short game, but then the 15-yard face mask penalty, pistol type formation for Motley. And it is Trayvon McMillan, the redshirt freshman tailback behind him. They're going to give the ball to McMillan, who has nowhere to go. And that defensive line for North Carolina State blew up the offensive line of Virginia Tech. B.J. Hill leading the way.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Coach, B.J. Hill, one of your impact players.
Yes, these two guys are impact players. They've talked a lot about Trayvon McMillan. He's a guy that's a special athlete, and they want him on the field. And when they talk about B.J. Hill, he's the leading tackler for this defense. Both guys impact this game tonight.
McMillan comes in motion. They fake it to him. Motley pressured immediately, has to get rid of the ball. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and long. And those 2 plays, these last 2 plays from scrimmage for Virginia Tech, that was the story of the Pitt game, where nobody had any time to operate. And so far, the North Carolina State defense doing what Pitt did.
Checking the play at the line of scrimmage. NC State's giving a real pressure look with man coverage outside.
You got 2 tight ends among those 5 receivers. Malik on the left side, Bucky Hodges on the right side. Those guys are weapons. Pressure coming. The throw with Hodges wide open but incomplete. And Motley took a big hit as he released the ball. Otherwise, that might have been a big play. Mike Rose with the pressure, and I think he caused that incompletion.
Well, and Mike Rose is a really good football player. He came off the corner. He pressured him. We had Bucky Hodges wide open down deep. And he's a guy that's like a 3rd receiver. But one thing tonight, they needed Mike Rose, who has 3 sacks, to put pressure on Motley, and he did that early.
Braylon Cherry, the return man. It is A.J. Hughes, the punter for the Hokies. Pressured, but he gets the kickoff, and it's a good one. Fair catch signal. It bounces inside the 5 and into the end zone for a touchback. So that was a chance for the Hokies to pin the Wolfpack deep. Instead, NC State starts at the 20 with their very talented senior quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. Coach, he's one of the more physically gifted passers in the country.
Mel Kiper has him listed as the 4th best senior at the quarterback position for the NFL draft. We all saw him against Florida State last year. He can run, he can throw. He's completing about 73% of his passes, 217 completions in a row, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's got to be the key difference in this ball game tonight for NC State.
And I think one question we have, he has not done much running. He is a special athlete. Will he use his legs a little bit more tonight? First play, an easy completion of the right flat. It's going to be a big game. Right sideline, all the way out near midfield. Jalen Samuels, who has become a big playmaker out of the backfield, almost like a fullback hybrid type position.
Yes, you came out. You've got really tight man coverage. You know they're going to stop the running game. You get the ball to Samuels in the quick flat, and he's one-on-one with Clark, the safety, and it's nearly a pick play. Offensive coaches call it a rub play, but a great way to start this ball game. And they told us Jaylen Samuels would be a difference in this ball game as well.
And look at that ratio. He's touched the ball before tonight 37 times, 9 touchdowns on the year for Samuels. So that was 24 yards. Now that jet sweep type action and read beautifully. Nyheim Hines, the freshman, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Impact players when the Wolfpack have the ball.
Well, when you talk about the Wolfpack, we said Jaylen Samuels, a guy that Dave Doran really loves, and that has to step in now since they lost their #1 running back last week on a Wednesday. But he could be a great player tonight. And for Virginia Tech, you've got Drew Matuapuka. He is a great player, and he is a guy in the middle that calls all the plays, really sound fundamentally. He'll have to step up and stop Samuels in the running game upstairs.
So 2nd and 13, Brissett from the shotgun. He's pressured, but he completes the pass across midfield and across the first down mark. So the Wolfpack will move the chains. Nice delivery from Brissett to Jonathan Alston. First down, North Carolina State, and you can see the backlog. Nobody was allowed in with the lightning storm, so they're still trying to get inside Lane Stadium.
Very good start for Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett will hand the ball off, and straight ahead running with a big hole and a broken tackle. That's Matt Days, the junior, who's having a nice season for NC State. A gain of 6 on first down.
Matt Days has got the great speed, but he cuts up inside that time. Tremendous tackle by Adonis Alexander, a freshman that they said has freakish ability.
Days, those 10 touchdowns, second most rushing in FBS, averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Well, there's Adonis Alexander playing what they call that rover spot in this Bud Foster defense. Option style play. Brissett keeps it. Brissett out into the open to the 20, and he'll go out of bounds around the 15-yard line. Well, we said Jacoby Brissett has not had to run much in the first 5 games. I think we're going to see more of that tonight.
Well, and they've started out really well. Matt Canada has come out with a good group of plays. He shows motion against man coverage to the left, option back to the right. The defensive end takes the pitch. And again, young Alexander has to push Brissett out of bounds. Really good group of plays against man coverage to open this game.
Well, the Wolfpack on the move. That was 24 yards. Brissett with all that movement at NC State. They do a lot of that pre-snap. Play clock starting to wind down. They will get the play off. Pressure coming. Brissett pass was knocked down. Knocked down by the defensive end, Ken Canham, the junior. They're looking for more big plays from him.
Yes, and he's led their team in sacks, but now he's got to come out. He hasn't had one this year. He's led it in the past. He sat in the bubble there, sat up under the pass. Really good job of him tipping the football in the throwing lane.
Well, North Carolina State, they have not played a very tough schedule, but they are averaging right around 40 points a game. Brissett handoff, and the tackle right there behind the line of scrimmage. Canham was in there. The freshman Adonis Alexander was there as well.
You can see they said tonight that Ken Canham has to step up and make plays, but they've got Adonis Alexander up around that line of scrimmage, making sure that they force Brissett to throw the ball, because they can't let NC State run the ball and win this. And win this football game. The crowd's starting to get into this too now, Dave. It's getting loud.
Yeah, they're starting to get in the stadium, and they're starting to get into the game. Third and 11. Brissett with plenty of time. He'll throw short right. It is caught and then out of bounds. So it's an incompletion to set up 4th and 11. Brandon Faison with the coverage and the nice push out of bounds. The field goal team is going to come out for the Wolfpack, and that has been a sore spot this year.
It's been a sore spot. They got a lot of freshmen in their kicking game. They told us yesterday they have to stay ahead of the chains. They can't get behind. That time, coming up 3rd and 11, puts Virginia Tech in a position to have a lot of pressure on Brissett.
Now they're calling it a 33-yard attempt. Kyle Bambart is just 1 out of 4 on the season. from near that right hash. Good snap, good hold, kick up, and it is good. And I think he needed that for his confidence. The Wolfpack drive the length of the field and get the first 3 points of the game.
Looks like some folks have had it with their airline credit card miles.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN from rainy Blacksburg, Virginia, where the fans were not allowed in because of a lightning storm. So lots of folks are still trying to make their way inside the stadium. We are underway. NC State with a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. And a big game on both sides. Each team lost its conference opener at home, so this is almost a must-win for both teams if they want to be in ACC championship contention. Maybe not quite a must-win, but I think the teams are feeling like it here tonight.
Well, and it's a start over, and last week they both started over. They were disappointed with the outcome, so tonight's crucial.
So after the field goal, the kickoff into the end zone, it'll be another touchback, and the Virginia Tech offense, which struggled in its first series, struggled mightily last week. Ran 4 plays, gained a total of 2 yards if you take away the penalty yardage from their first drive. And Brendan Motley and company have to figure out a way to move the ball here tonight against what has been a tough Wolfpack defense.
We don't talk about it a lot, but Jackson Maples is kicking the ball out of the end zone, and he's hurting the field position for Virginia Tech. So once again, they start at the 25. Motley needs to get them going.
Yeah, both teams feel like they can make some big plays in the return game. Well, Motley in the shotgun. He's got McMillan in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to McMillan. Trying to get away. McMillan will get back to the line of scrimmage. So that took a lot of effort just to get there. The redshirt freshman, who has not carried the ball a lot so far this year, tonight is the night where I think the Hokies plan on seeing how much of a load he can carry.
Well, they think he's a special guy, so we'll get to see a lot of him tonight.
Quick tempo, quick pass right flat with some blocking, cutting it upfield. Isaiah Ford for a gain of 5 yards or so to set up 3rd down.
Real good second down play. Now you're sitting there 3rd and 5 with a chance to make a first down because you can run or throw now, and it doesn't put you in the long yardage situations that Pittsburgh got Virginia Tech in last week.
3rd and 5 for the Hokies.
Looks like man coverage. He's checking the play.
Ford alone on the right. Motley looking middle, and it's tipped up and almost intercepted, incomplete. Intended for Hodges. There is a penalty flag down.
There's a flag down on the play.
And that looks like it's going against the Hokies.
Ineligible receivers. Downfield, number 88. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
But Dave, it was a good call. He was open. They're trying to get the ball to Hodges on the shorter, strong safety or nickelback. Dravius Wright. It just was not an accurate throw. It was behind him, and Motley has to settle down and be more accurate in his throws. He's only completing 57% of his passes. He's got to be more accurate tonight, or NC State's going to crowd the ball all night.
Hughes will punt it to Cherry. That was also illegal downfield by a tight end, so I don't know if that was misalignment at the line of scrimmage or what. Fair catch at the 35, and Jacoby Brissett and the Wolfpack offense back on the field. When we come back, NC State leads 3-0.
ESPN College Football is presented by Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Sandwiches, and in part by BMW. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Well, that signature limestone from this part of Virginia, the own quarry for Virginia Tech, right outside Blacksburg, and the tunnel where the players enter into Lane Stadium using some of that limestone. You see it all around campus. Great home field advantage over the years for the Hokies, but not playing particularly well recently at home. NC State back with the ball, and that screen play out in the right flat for a positive gain to Jalen Samuels once again. 5 yards on first down for the Wolfpack.
Well, Jalen's been a good receiver out of the backfield for them. And obviously they thought again with man coverage they would run him across the formation underneath. They would block downfield, and they can do that, Dave, because he was catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Once again, a good call. Now they're 2nd and 5.
Under center, Jacoby Brissett. He will hand the ball off, straight ahead running without a lot of room. Daddy Nicholas with the tackle. It'll be 3rd down. Our home field advantage brought to you by Quicken Loans, and we mentioned how over the years under Frank Beamer this has been such a tough place for visitors. Better than 80% win percentage since 1995, but against FBS opponents in the last 10 home games, the Hokies, that's almost impossible to believe. 2-8 in their last 10 home games.
Well, it is, and they're really excited about tonight because they think they can get that trend turned and get back on track.
3rd and 5. Pass rush coming, and the ball is batted backwards emphatically. Incomplete. Deion Clark got there and knocked it away. It's 4th down.
Well, they have to put pressure. They've got to stop the run, which they've been able to do, and put pressure on the quarterback. And you could see Clark here with a delayed blitz. He saw that there wasn't the running back coming out to his side. He came right at Brissett, got in his face, and knocks the ball down. Really good stop by the Virginia Tech defense. And now the crowd's starting to get in here. They'll get this crowd going. Got to get Motley some confidence. Got to get him some completions to get the offense rolling.
Yeah, finally, it looks like almost everybody's had time to get inside the stadium after the lightning storm kept people from entering early. It's the freshman punter A.J. Cole. Greg Stroman back to receive, and a penalty flag is thrown. I think that was a delay of game before they got the ball snapped.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's Jeff Heiser, the referee, part of this ACC crew.
Usually, Dave, Joe Paterno told me for every freshman you play, you lose a ball game. Only a freshman punter could have a delay because he wasn't watching. He's more worried about that snap and punt and that or the punt rush by Beamer because he knows about Beamer ball. So he was not paying attention to the clock.
Well, this time they get the ball off, and it's a nice punt from A.J. Cole. Stroman with some room in front, did not make the fair catch signal, gets hit hard though. A good special teams play by NC State sends us to a timeout. Wolfpack on the road leading 3-0.
Cow. It's a conspiracy. Oh, God. I love cats. Don't forget the family.
Corso this week. College Game Day built by the Home Depot live from Salt Lake City. It is a big game in the Pac-12, Utah and Cal. And you saw the whole crew on a beautiful day in Salt Lake City getting ready for the show. 9 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams here in Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech has run 7 plays from scrimmage and gained 7 yards. At the start of this game, they trail 3-0. Motley actually had a little time to throw, and he gets the completion out to the very talented tight end, Bucky Hodges.
And that's what Scott Leffler has to get, is confidence in his quarterback. Protection was good. It was a good, safe throw to a guy tonight in Hodges they think will be a key.
7-yard gain for number 7. Now Sam Rogers, the tough guy fullback, who is a real fan favorite. With these Hokies, Rogers with the carry, 6 yards and a Virginia Tech first down.
2 really good plays. A completion on first down, a run on 2nd down. They love Sam Rogers. It's not just the fans. The coaches love him as well.
A walk-on a couple of years ago. Now a bad snap, and Motley has to fall on the ball. So after the first real positive sequence of the game for the Virginia Tech offense, that's a loss on first down.
Well, and Stacy Searles loves Eric Gallo, but it looked like he expected him to be up under the center. So once again, young center wasn't aware of where the quarterback was, or the quarterback was in the wrong spot.
Now, ordinarily, wouldn't you feel the quarterback up under center?
You know, they do, but I've seen this happen so many times. They're so focused on the front, the people around him. He got a 300-pounder on his nose.
It can be a distraction. The throw is incomplete. Not quite on the money. Isaiah Ford got his hands on it. It'll be 3rd down. Let's send it downstairs to Allison.
Well, guys, there was some hopes that quarterback Michael Brewer could return tonight. He broke his clavicle in week 1. Had to have a metal plate and 6 screws inserted. He had x-rays on Monday that looked pretty good. He was cleared for practice on Tuesday, but ultimately he said that bone just did not grow back enough for them to feel comfortable with him playing tonight. So he'll continue to be on the headsets. He said he's out there trying to help his quarterback Brendan Motley ID coverages, and he said sometimes it's easier to come and talk to me because they know that I've been there before.
The screen play and the burst out across the 35, but stopped short of a first down. J.C. Coleman. So that's a big tackle for North Carolina State. And on this side of the field, Virginia Tech waiting, wondering what's the decision. Fourth down coming up, and I think they're sending the special teams unit out there.
Well, Frank Beamer's been doing this a long time. His defense is playing well. He's got momentum. That was a good sequence of plays there. 6 plays, 5 plays in a row. They got the ball to the right guys. It looked like Motley gained some confidence, so Frank's going to work here with field position.
Cherry back to return again. Play clock all the way down to 3. Down to 1. They get the snap in time. A low line drive punt will hit the turf and start bouncing. Very much in Virginia Tech's favor, all the way inside the 10, down to the 9. 55 yards, no return, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this. North Carolina State with a 3-0 lead here in this ACC conference game. 5:11 to go, first quarter in Blacksburg, where we had a lightning storm that interrupted the warm-up routines, delayed the fans' entry into the stadium, ultimately didn't delay the start of the game by more than just a couple of minutes. So that's good news. Jacoby Brissett and company. Brissett from the shotgun keeps the ball and nowhere to go.
And what you would say now, Dave, is the decision by Frank Beamer to punt and back NC State up inside their 10 worked, because if he goes for the first down on 4th and doesn't make it, field position's unbelievable. But now he's got NC State backed up. They wanted to stay on the change. They're 2nd down and 11, and their defense is playing lights out. I love this stadium. I love these fans. How electric. They're into this game, man. They want to help their team win.
Yeah, despite all the problems before the game. 2nd and 11. Handoff and a big hole up the middle for Days, who gets tackled across the 15. Stops short of a first down. Adonis Alexander with the tackle.
Well, when you're moving a lot up front, you're blitzing, and they had 3 guys covered inside. Sometimes you can squirt it through there. But Alexander, the true freshman, makes a really good tackle. They love Alexander. Great tackle in space.
You were talking about that punt game. Virginia Tech started their last drive at the 14. NC State starts this drive from the 9. So that's flipping the field. Now we'll see if the Hokies can get a stop on 3rd and short. Days in motion. Handoff. And North Carolina State first down and more across the 20. Near the 25. That's Reggie Gillespie, the true freshman running back, for 7 yards.
Well, that was a really good run, because there was contact made in the backfield on a short yardage situation, and you could tell that Coach Doran loves his young guy, because he gets hit by a cannon at the line of scrimmage, and he pushes forward for the first down. Really good play by Gillespie. I'm impressed by the athletes that Dave Doran is collecting at NC State. A lot of speed.
Well, 1st and 10 and some more breathing room for NC State. A handoff in the backfield. Brissett actually kept the ball, so the tackle is on Days. But Brissett had the football and used his strong legs to push ahead for a gain of a couple, maybe even 3 yards.
Well, we talked to the guys this week about Brissett running more, and now we've got the corner blitz coming from the boundary, and you can see it's zone read. Brissett makes the right read, and then he gets up and he cannon hits him again at the line of scrimmage, but he moves it forward for 2 or 3 yards. Now they're 2nd down and probably 6.5 to 7.
Brissett wants a timeout, so the play clock was already down to about 5.
Charge timeout. North Carolina State.
So
30-second timeout.
That's the first timeout for North Carolina State here in the first half. We're still in the first quarter. 2:35 to play with the Wolfpack ahead 3-0. And Dave Doran has a chance to talk to the referee, talk to his team, get organized before the 2nd down play call. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams here in Blacksburg. Well, the good news is just a short delay, and the game seems to be being played very normally. We are still seeing, though, Coach, the impact of no Michael Brewer, the starting quarterback for the Hokies. Their offense is struggling big time without him.
Well, and the Virginia Tech offense spent all spring and all summer getting Michael Brewer and that offense ready to play Ohio State. They're in the ball game with a chance to win late, He gets hurt, and now they've got to change everything.
Yeah, that first half. Remember the first half of that opener, if you think back to the place here at Lane Stadium, how it was rocking. Hokies were leading at halftime, move of the ball. It's been a lot different since. Wide open in the right flat. That's Nyheim Hines, who's got great speed as a true freshman, and the burst out to the 45-yard line.
I love the ability of Jacoby Brissett, sitting back in the pocket, standing tall. They said he could see the entire field. He's looking downfield, and he drops it off to a receiver underneath like the backs, and that's why he's hitting 73% of his passes.
So first down, Wolfpack with a 3-0 lead. Two wide receivers. It's Days in the backfield. Brissett, another option style play. Great fake. He keeps it into Hokies territory. Down near the 40-yard line. Pushed out of bounds around the 41.
Well, we've gotten the question answered. Is Brissett going to run the ball more tonight? That's the third time he's run it. He's run two options, the lead option back to the boundary, and in both cases, the end, who probably didn't expect him to run the option that much, takes the pitch, and Brissett turns up for big yardage.
Well, this is a quarterback who last year had better than 500 yards rushing, Jacoby Brissett. Coming into this game in 5 weeks, he'd had 39 rush yards total. And off on first down for a short gain to Days. So he's got more rushing yards, Brissett does, in this first quarter than he had in the first 5 weeks for the Wolfpack.
When we had Vince Young and Colt McCoy, we only ran them in the games we needed to. If we could win the games, and NC State could win most of their games till last week without it, then we wouldn't run them. We used to tell Vince, do not pass the line of scrimmage. Take a knee, step out of bounds. We do not want to see you running in this ball game.
Well, it does give you an indication. This is an important one on both sides because the game plan's different for NC State. Hines is just running back and forth. They fake it to him here. Brissett's taking a deep shot. Left sideline, incomplete. Intended for Ramos, Jermichael Ramos, the junior, who has been the top pass catcher among their wide receivers, who haven't, frankly, been all that involved in the NC State pass game.
Well, and NC State hasn't thrown the ball downfield as well as they would like, but Bud Foster told us yesterday this young secondary who lost some key players, and Rivas and Fuller at the first of the year have not covered well. So that's a great win for Virginia Tech on a deep throw man-to-man.
3rd and 9. And a flag thrown.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Wow, that's a costly penalty against the Hokies. That gives the Wolfpack an extra 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 4. Bud Foster not happy about it.
No, coaches always say you can count, and fans can count. Everybody knows when there's 11, but everybody also knows when there's 10 or 12. And that can't happen. You're playing a lot of young guys on defense, and if you're not careful, you'll change the package after a deep throw's incomplete, and one guy just forgets to come out, or the young one going in doesn't say, out. You get out of here.
The redshirt freshman came off the field finally after the flag. Steve Sobchak. Brissett rolling left, throws complete for a first down, and then out of bounds after the big hit right around the 22-yard line. Nice delivery to Jonathan Alston.
I can see why Mel Kiper and Todd McShay like Jacoby Brissett. He's running to his left, throws across the body with an excellent throw with a 2-level route. He's got someone in the flat, someone deep. They moved the pocket because they were worried about the Virginia Tech blitz. Great play call. Really good pass play for the first down for NC State.
So it could well be the final play of the first quarter. Under center, Brissett. 10th play of the drive coming. Around the edge. They get to the edge with Samuels. Cuts it upfield and gets tackled at the 10-yard line. Jalen Samuels heavily involved in the NC State offense, moving the ball. End of quarter number 1 here in wet Blacksburg, Virginia. Both teams desperate. The storm is past. At the end of quarter number 1, NC State 3, Virginia Tech nothing.
We're back in our college football studios. Just a reminder, on ESPN2, it's the WNBA Finals. Game 3 right now. Minnesota and Indiana. Series tied up at 1 game apiece. 34 all right now. 2.5 left to go in the first half of play. Now back to Dave and Mac.
All right, Adnan, thanks. First quarter is over. Start the second quarter with NC State with the ball on the move, leading 3-0. What was really a lopsided first quarter. 145 total yards for the Wolfpack, only 29 for the Hokies. And a lot of motion before this first and goal play for NC State. Fake handoff. No, he gave the ball to the tailback Gillespie, who is stopped after a gain of a couple yards. It'll be second and goal.
It's a really important stop for Virginia Tech. They need to force them to kick the field goal. Obviously, they're one of the best in the country at blocking field goals, but with the struggles they're having on offense, they don't need to get down 10-0.
This will be the 11th play that North Carolina State has run in Virginia Tech territory in this game. The Hokies haven't run a single play yet in NC State territory. Second and goal, Brissett keeping it, picking his way forward with several flags thrown and stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled at the line of scrimmage. There's a flag down on the play.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offsides, defense. Holding, offense number 54. Those penalties offset. Replay the down.
Well, that's big for North Carolina State. It was a no gain. It was going to be third and goal from around the 8. Instead, it's second and goal.
Well, I thought it was really good penetration by Virginia Tech, but obviously they left a little early.
Joe Thuney, who might be their most talented offensive lineman. He's the starting left tackle, although he could play everywhere. Called for the holding penalty. Second and goal coming up.
Key series.
Brissett throws toward the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Jamichael Ramos. What a catch with coverage right there. And did he control the ball? I'm not sure. They're lining up for the extra point, but let's see if they want to take a look at that one upstairs. It was a tremendous effort, but they're going to let him kick? Yeah, they are. Extra point up and good. Nice throw, great effort on the catch, and no review.
Yeah, and he was covered as well as he could be covered by a great player in Clark. But all of a sudden, NC State takes a 10-0 lead.
Now look inside on campus, the Squires Student Center, which was buzzing these last couple days, as it always is. This stadium's been buzzing, but NC State has quieted it down for the moment. Out to a 10-0 lead here early in quarter number 2 against the struggling Hokies. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams here tonight in Blacksburg. After the touchdown from Brissett to Ramos, the kickoff into the end zone. It'll be another touchback for the Hokies. Well, if you're tailgating tomorrow, if you're out and about, you can bring ESPN's college football coverage with you. Stream every game live with Watch ESPN. Download the Watch ESPN app or go to watchespn.com. And we got lots of college football on the slate for tomorrow. It begins with the Red River rivalry. You got Wisconsin, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. That's a big one, Florida and Missouri. So if you're on the move, if you're not in front of your television, streaming on Watch ESPN, great way to take the games with you. How about Virginia Tech's offense? Last 2 quarters, last week and tonight, that is not a good yardage total. 29 total yards in this game. Play fake. Motley will dump it off complete for a nice gain left sidelines. That's Trayvon McMillan for a first down and more. Out across the 40 near the 45.
Virginia Tech staff trying to get some easy throws with good protection. And Brendan Motley sits in there. Really good protection. He finds his favorite tailback tonight. They've said McMillan will be the guy. for a really good play on a first down. Good start for them.
And finally, a positive play on first down. First down has been a nightmare for the Hokies. That was 19 yards on that first down play. Motley in the pocket. He's got a lot of room in front. He doesn't run. He completes the pass to Cam Phillips into NC State territory. And you were seeing it. You were saying it. He had a lot of room in front of him.
Well, there was too much coaching coming out there. But when you're struggling and you see the seam up inside, step up, Brendan. Step up, Brendan. Run when you can take it down there and hand the ball to the receiver. Ends up good, but run for that first down.
So a couple of positive plays. Now an injury along the far sideline for the Wolfpack, and Virginia Tech fans not all that happy about it. One of their leaders in the secondary, Hakeem Jones, the senior, who gets the honor of wearing number 1. They give that number to the player in the defensive backfield that they think is the leader of the unit. Hakeem Jones wears number 1.
Well, and I know the Virginia Tech fans don't like stopping the momentum of this drive because Virginia Tech's just gotten 2 really quick first downs. But a lot of times on a wet night and a wet field, you can get cramps early, and that can happen.
And there could also have been some sort of collision. I thought it was a cramp situation as well. Let's see if we can spot something. Well, he took a ding on the shoulder from his teammate there.
Yeah, that's a good lick. He's a tough young man. He'll be back in there soon.
1st and 10, back-to-back plays, 19 yards, 14 yards after the first 12 plays of the game. Got a total of 29 for the Hokies. So finally the offense is on the move.
You can already see Motley's confidence improving.
He's got some tools. He's got some talent. He's big, he's strong, he can move, he's got a strong arm. Motley gets the pass deflected, incomplete. Kentavious Street got the big hand up and knocked it down. Street is a tremendous athlete in the middle. They've got a good defensive line, and it's a pretty young defensive line overall.
Yes, both of these coaching staffs have done a really good job of recruiting athletes to work against the spread. They can all run. Their big guys up front are quick. I'm really impressed with both defenses.
2nd and 10. They hand the ball off to Rogers, who does have that nice first burst. He's not the fastest guy if you time him in the 40, but he gets 5 yards on 2nd down.
And he's powerful up inside. The play they opened the game with was the speed sweep to number 3, Greg Stroman. And then they used a little counter off of it up inside to Rogers for a good 2nd down play. Now you're 3rd and 4.
Rogers out as a wide receiver in this formation.
This can be screen, quarterback draw, quarterback power.
Lots of options for the Hokies. Motley in the pocket. Couple of pump fakes. Now pressure from behind. 2 flags are thrown, and that could be a penalty against the secondary of the Wolfpack. We'll see. Pass was incomplete, so it's a big call.
Holding defense, number 31. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And, Coach, that's Jermaine Pratt, who came into the game with Hakeem Jones on the sideline. He commits the holding penalty. There's Jones. There's Pratt.
Good job by the Virginia Tech offensive staff trying to pick on the guy that's not as fresh coming off the boundary.
Yeah, and actually looking at it again, that was not Pratt. The holding came closer to the middle of the field, a second or two before that. But it was against 31 Jermaine Pratt, and it is an automatic first down for the Hokies. So that's the key part of that play. 1st and 10. Taking a shot. He's got a man. Caught. Touchdown. Isaiah Ford, 27 yards. Man, did Virginia Tech need that on offense.
Well, it gave their offense a lot more confidence, but also Brendan Motley now is even walking around differently with his body language.
5 plays and right down the field, 75 yards. The extra point coming here. Joey Sly. Kick is up, and it is good. NC State's lead down to 10-7. The Hokies couldn't move the ball in the first quarter. This drive, a much different story.
Been throwing the short ball. All of a sudden, he throws a little slant and go for the touchdown. Big score for Virginia Tech.
Brisket. ESPN College Football, brought to you by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy, and The Walk, now playing.
Well, it is Virginia Tech, the engineering program, a huge part of the academic experience here. The Ware Advanced Engineering Lab. That looks like fun, doesn't it?
It does. I'm so impressed with this entire place and the field tonight. With all that rain, this field has been wonderful to play on.
Yeah, just one of the great places for college football in the country, and a fan base that is desperate for something positive. And after a first quarter where there wasn't much of it, a much better drive for Virginia Tech that ended in their first touchdown of the night. Mac, take it away.
Really impressed with the offensive staff at Virginia Tech. They struggled so much, and now they come out here. Motley has the fake slant and go. He looks at Ford. He actually pumps the ball and lays it over perfectly to Ford for the touchdown. Really good protection. The offensive staff has worked to get their quarterback some confidence, get their offensive team some confidence, and now the crowd and the defense will feed off of that.
Well, it was a good illustration by you there, because it was a real subtle move. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, but that little slant fake and then the pump fake from Motley sold it. Ford was open. And a perfect pass from a quarterback who looked a lot different. Brissett on first down is going down. The sack from Deion Clark and company.
If you look at Day, number 21, who's one of their best pass blockers, he steps up, but he just gets run right over by the big defensive end. A lot of momentum now for this bunch on defense at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, the guy you spotlighted as well, Drew Matuapuaka, was in on the sack, the middle linebacker, number 54. Samuels on that jet sweep type action, knocked out of bounds, defended well. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams were in Blacksburg. We had a big lightning storm before the start of the game. It interrupted pregame. We started mostly on time. Temperature dropped a lot. 60 degrees now. Our college football prime time presented by Jimmy John's. A big game in the ACC. Important game on both sides.
Big third down. Be smart with the ball.
Brissett looking one way. Pressured. Throws. Incomplete. Brandon Faison. Good coverage. Brissett and company. It's 3 and out. 4th down with the punt coming.
Different look on third down, exactly what Bud Foster wanted. He had guys getting after Brissett. He had to move around. He got off his rhythm, and really good coverage by the young guys downfield.
Greg Stroman to receive. He's got big playability in the punt return game. A.J. Cole, the freshman punter, pressure, gets it off. Nearly a block punt. It's going to be good field position, though, for the Hokies. So the defense gets the ball back. Good special teams result, but the offense, the big part of the story in these last few minutes.
I really like what Scott Leffler did. Play action early. He gets the ball to Williams in the flat. All of a sudden, he steps up. He can run, but then he throws the ball for a first down anyway. And then lastly, after having so many short passes like the slant, they go slant and go to Ford for the touchdown. Really good series. And now the crowd's back in the game. The Virginia Tech defense is actually back in the game.
Back against the kicking team. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Hey, fans of Monday Night Football, would perhaps think back to the non-call in Seattle just a few days ago. This was an illegal batting call against North Carolina State, and we'll take a look. We could see it as it was happening. You can touch the ball, but you can't do that.
I know. I think that's pretty weak.
I agree. There's not much there. Mostly just straight out of bounds.
We got a football game. Let's don't say a guy batted a ball. He reached down and touched it. Come on,
you know
folks.
what? You do wonder whether that non-call just a few days ago, which was all over SportsCenter, which was such a big part of the sports conversation on Tuesday, whether these officials were thinking about that and decided to throw the flag.
I'm sure there was a memo to every official in the country, and that led to that penalty.
So that gives Virginia Tech even better field position.
Yeah, you can feel momentum changing.
Now let's see if the junior quarterback, who's a junior by class but not that experienced in terms of playing time, can keep that momentum for the Hokies on offense. 10-7 Wolfpack, who got off to a great start.
Getting the play from the boundary.
McMillan in the backfield alongside Motley, who's going to throw the ball. And he's got time again. A little miscommunication. Phillips broke in. The pass went deeper, incomplete. The first three drives, a total of 29 yards for the Hokies. Last time they had it, 74 yards. That beautiful touchdown pass. Brendan Motley comes under center with the I formation. Rogers the fullback, McMillan the tailback. They'll pitch it to McMillan left side. He's got speed. McMillan, nice cut. First down.
This was where they faked the sweep to the right, came back. Look at Hodges down at the bottom. Big 6'7" tight end. Great blocking downfield. He freed Williams for the first down.
Well, now down to the Wolfpack 30-yard line. Starting to get a little more even in all these offensive numbers as the Hokies play catch-up at home. Hodges wondering what the play call is. Play clock down to 1. And they called timeout. So they did not get the snap off. They called timeout.
Timeout, Virginia Tech.
So a timeout on the field here in Blacksburg. Hokies on the move again, trailing NC State by 3. Time for our Never Stop Improving, brought to you by Lowe's. And last week, well, they almost had to improve. Last week was miserable for the Virginia Tech offense. 100 total yards, 9 total rush yards. Slow start tonight, first quarter, not a whole lot better, but here in the second quarter, Coach, the Hokies have been a lot better on offense.
I'm impressed. They didn't know whether they'd have Michael Brewer, two completely different offenses. I like what I'm seeing in this second quarter.
So far, no sacks, no turnovers. They give the ball to McMillan, trying to pick his way, use his blockers. You can see why they like the freshman. Inside the 25 to about the 24.
Yes, this is a counter sweep back into the boundary. Good job blocking up front, but Williams shows a lot of patience. You pull the guard in center. You see his patience. He sticks his head up inside, bounces outside for the really good gain. Now you're second down and 3. Good first down call. Good production.
So starting to get yardage in chunks. And that Wolfpack defense back on its heels a little bit. Rogers, the fullback, shuffles into the backfield. They will hand the ball off. McMillan straight ahead. So he showed the speed on the play before. This time a little power running from the freshman, who is stopped just short of the first down.
Good mix of plays, very much like NC State's been doing now. When you start completing passes, it loosens up the front and opens up some of the running lanes.
And they quickly get to the line of scrimmage here for 3rd and 1. Kind of a high snap. They hand it to McMillan, who's going to have to struggle to get there. And I think he did. And they're going to give him the spot to give him the first down. Not easy, but they got the yard.
I'm really impressed with these two teams. The coaching staffs have them ready to play. They had disappointing losses last week. Both of these teams have come in here ready to play. We got us a ball game.
We figured this was going to be close. It was going to be competitive. And that's what we've got. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech.
Once again, they're letting NC State line up, see where they are, and then from the boundary, they're calling the play that they think fits the defense. Now you're seeing NC State move.
Motley play fake, pressured, hit as he throws, but he gets the pass complete. Phillips with a nice move to cut it upfield and get very close to another first down. And you see Brennan Motley, he's hurting. Mike Rose put the big hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, Mike Rose leads the NC State team with 3 sacks. You've got Lawson, the young one, ready to come in. But look at Rose. He comes inside. He hits Motley right as he's throwing the ball. But look at Motley. He didn't flinch. He stood in there tough, and he's staying in this ball game.
Rogers sort of shuffling those feet on 2nd and very short, and I think he did get the first down. He did. Just inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. Motley may still be shaking that hit off.
Yeah, but this young man's growing up right in front of us. He's showing confidence. He stayed in there after a tough hit from Rose, the best pass rusher for NC State. He was not going to come out of that ball game at that time. He's having fun, Dave. This is more fun for him than those first few drives.
And I still don't see their leader in the secondary, Hakeem Jones, out there. Now with the play clock winding down on a big 1st and goal play, Virginia Tech will use a timeout.
Virginia Tech.
So timeout for the Hokies, and we'll take the opportunity to go down on the sideline once again with Allison Williams.
Dave, you mentioned Hakeem Jones still not out on the field for NC State. It was kind of odd. They were looking at his left thigh when they scored that first touchdown when Virginia Tech did. I was told he is cleared to return. He has been standing on the sideline with his helmet on, looking very anxious to get back in the game, but he has not returned yet for NC State.
All right, thanks, Allison. And they miss him when he's not there. He was their leading tackler last year. He's one of their leading tacklers this year. He's sort of the captain of the secondary. He wears that number 1, which they give out based on performance in practice leading into the season.
Well, and sometimes as a defensive coaching staff, you can get so focused on trying to stop the momentum here with Virginia Tech that you really don't realize who's on the field. And that sounds foolish, but it is. Just like the last 2 timeouts the offensive staff has called for Virginia Tech. It's a lot better than having a delay. Fans get mad. You don't want to waste timeouts. You're not wasting them when you get the ball first down instead of 2nd and 15 or 1st and 15.
Yeah, it's a big play. You got 1st and goal from just outside the 9-yard line. Malik, the tight end, in motion. Rogers alongside Motley. They will fake that fly sweep. Motley keeps it. Tackled at the 5.
Really good play call. Shift by the big tight end. Malik looked like the power was to the left. It's where they tried to get the ball to Stroman across on the, again, the play they opened the game up with. Really good job by Motley reading it, ducking up inside, making 5 yards. 2nd and goal.
It's been a deliberate drive. This will be the 9th play. Motley sprinting right, looking for the end zone. He throws, caught, touchdown. Another one for Isaiah Ford.
All of a sudden, Motley, they're moving the pocket like we thought. Really good job sprinting, but he showed patience. He didn't throw the ball away fast. He waited until Isaiah Ford was open. I think we're seeing a quarterback grow up right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, that was a nice play because he did not have anybody open at first, as you said, and he waited and waited until Ford was there. Sly with the extra point on the way, and it's good. Well, really impressive job by the junior quarterback, the backup Brennan Motley. Earlier on the drive, he took the big hit, hung in there for a completion, and then on 2nd and goal with the patience to wait for Ford to come open. Hokies ahead for the first time tonight. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo, and a good one in Tallahassee. Number 12 undefeated Florida State welcomes in one of their rivals from the ACC, Miami, 8 Eastern on ABC, also streaming live on Watch ESPN. It'll be rocking just like it is here tonight in Blacksburg. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams. What a difference a quarter has made for Brendan Motley and Virginia Tech. Down 10-0 too long. Impressive touchdown drives the Hokies lead 14-10.
And now Jacoby Brissett has to bring his team back and get back on that scoreboard before the half. 5:54 left.
Touchback, so the Wolfpack will get the ball back. Let's take another look, though, at the touchdown play.
For the touchdown, it was motion inside. You've got the outside government coming in like he's blocking, but he's really a rub route. The big slot back or tight end, Hodges goes to the flat. But look at the guy that did the blocking or came inside. He shuffles back out. He kind of finds the hole there, and he ends up making the catch for the touchdown. Really, really good play by a young sophomore receiver, Isaiah Ford. He's made 2 great plays for him now to lead to the 14 points. Really good patience by the quarterback as well.
Yeah, he had 6 touchdowns as a true freshman last year. He's already got 5 now as a sophomore this year. And it's a big series for Brissett and the Wolfpack as Days carries up the middle, tackled after a fairly short game by one of their leaders up front, Luther Maddie.
This is a situation on the road where you've got Jacoby Brissett, an older quarterback that's a really good leader, and they all believe in him. He's not going to panic. They actually went indoors all week, and they had the Virginia Tech fight song really loud indoors, and I'm sure the players got tired of hearing that. They've got a silent count tonight, so the noise should not be a factor on this drive.
It is hard to simulate this, though. Option play, Brissett hit. Now he's taken Daddy Nicholas with him a couple yards, but only back to the line of scrimmage. Little piggyback ride.
Well, and this is the play that's really hurt Virginia Tech, so give them credit for adjustments. It's motion away, and all of a sudden, big number 90, Daddy Nicholas, penetrates and hits Brissett for no gain. Really, really good adjustment. Now you're 3rd down and 8. Puts NC State in a tough spot with momentum against them.
Brissett in the pocket. Here comes the pressure. Brissett is going down again. Woody Barron.
Again, we talked to Mike Canada, the offensive coordinator at NC State. He did not want to be in 3rd and long situations, and all of a sudden Woody Barron, a guy that the coaches really like, he's 2nd in tackles for loss, is filling in for Corey Marshall, and he makes a big play.
That's the 2nd sack for the Hokies. This Bud Foster defense has not gotten as many of them so far this year as they want. More pressure on the quarterback tonight. High snap. And a pretty good job by the punter to get the kick off. Now, he was on the move, so the official did not throw that penalty flag. And the ball will be down at around the 29-yard line. A 48-yard punt with no return. So not a bad job by the that was not the normal punter. That's their place kicker, Kyle Bambard, who pulled that off. That's a pretty good job by him. I don't know if something happened to A.J. Cole or not, but that could have been a disaster without your regular punter back there. A high snap. He avoided a terrible mistake on special teams. So 3:40 on the clock. Plenty of time with 1 timeout for the Hokies. Now ahead 14-10. Getting the ball back. The keeper for Motley. Strong running from Brendan Motley for a gain of 9, and we'll go downstairs to Allison.
Virginia Tech was so concerned with the lack of energy and emotion in their last game that this week during practice they actually showed video of them making good plays and acting like nothing had even happened. The message was, you've got to get into these games. Well, they certainly did after getting that big stop on defense. Guys jumping on each other, celebrating in a legal fashion. Of course, that's the kind of energy, enthusiasm they want them to play with. They want them to have fun out there, guys.
It was the theme of the week for this Virginia Tech team. And maybe it helped Friday night under the lights. Big crowd, loud crowd. Motley again keeping it. He's going to get the first down with a stiff arm and then gets shoved as he goes out of bounds. Here comes the flag. I think that was Jermaine Pratt again. He committed the big holding penalty on the last drive.
After the play, personal foul. Defense number 4. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And man, is NC State missing Hakeem Jones.
Just can't have the little push. You get him out of bounds, pull off, let him go. You're trying to take care of each other. And right there, it's just the extra push. If he pulls his hands back, he really didn't hit him. He just pushed him, and that led to the penalty.
Yeah, that's a big penalty again. So that's 2 big ones against number 31. The backup who came in when their starter, Hakeem Jones, went out with an injury. You see Jones still on the sideline. 5th penalty for 56 yards.
Yeah, NC State needs to get a stop here before the half. 2:39 left in the half.
Well, 1st and 10. Motley is going to run again. Spins away. He could have been tackled for a loss. Instead, he gets 3 or 4 yards.
It's absolutely amazing to me as a coach what confidence does for a player. You see him here. He's in a drop back position. He's got a tremendous amount of pressure. Should have been a sack. Probably would have been a sack earlier in the ball game. And now all of a sudden he makes 4 or 5 yards and makes 2nd down a lot more possible to make as a first down.
The backup to the backup, by the way, number 24, Sean Boone, is now in the game at that safety spot for North Carolina State. There's Boone, a sophomore who went to the same high school in Florida as their quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. That one bounced. So all the good stuff we're seeing from Brendan Motley. That was not a great delivery. It'll be 3rd down.
Really important 3rd down. You're in a situation where Frank Beamer could decide if he gets close enough to go for the 4th down with only 1:45 left and his defense is playing well. Could be 2 downs here.
The whole first quarter, Virginia Tech, the first 14 plays from scrimmage were in their own territory with a long field in front. Since then, they have totally flipped the field position. And basically the entire time since then, they've been in Wolfpack territory. And Motley on 3rd and 6. They sent an extra rusher, but did not get there. Motley looking to throw. Caught along the sideline. What a catch by Cam Phillips. And a great throw for another Virginia Tech first down.
Another outstanding play by Motley. He gets out of the pocket. Now he can't run for the first down. So he throws the ball outside to Phillips where he can still catch the ball. It's away from the defenders. He catches the ball. It looks like he gets the knee down for a first down.
And I think he controlled through the catch. Looking at that replay, 17-yard gain.
Boy, you like what you're seeing out of Motley. Totally different from the first 2 or 3 drives.
In the pocket, Motley throws. Another completion to Phillips. Inside the 15. Ball came out, but after the play was whistled down, that's a 9-yard gain, a yard short of the first down.
Now, if you're Scott Loeffler, you trust your quarterback. You're able to throw on first down. Minute 18 left.
Phillips, first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Virginia Tech. And if you manage the clock, 1 timeout. Now the clock does start to run. Should be plenty of time.
It's plenty of time, and you really don't want to leave any time on the clock for Brissett to get back out on the field. You'd like to use it all and score. They're letting it run right now.
So they make that adjustment. And at some point, you do have to have a little bit of urgency. 50 seconds now. Motley will try to run, but he's going to be sacked. And now the clock continues to roll. Virginia Tech is going to burn that final timeout. So it'll be 2nd and goal, 40 seconds, still plenty of time.
Virginia Tech.
So Virginia Tech can get organized for a 2nd and goal play. While we have a moment, let's check back in the studio with Adnan Virk.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Coming up on our halftime report, Joey Galloway and Danny Kanell discuss which is the best team right now in the ACC. Also, some early season surprises. Which team actually has the ability to sustain that early season success? And also the bare necessities. Our friend Chris Felica from Game Day on all the trends, news, and notes that you need to know. All that more coming up at the half. Dave?
All right, Adnan, you're going to get me whistling the tune with the bare necessities. Virginia Tech desperate for some offense after last week's disaster here at home, and give Pitt a lot of credit. Their defense played really, really well. But Motley and crew have been so much better here in the second quarter. Started 3 of 7. Since then, 7 of 10, 100 yards, a couple touchdowns, and looking for one more. Second and goal with no timeouts now. Motley to the end zone. He had Hodges, but incomplete. A little too strong.
Motley's pass intended for Bucky Hodges, incomplete. Third down and goal.
When you look at Sam Rogers, you know why he's in there. What a great job protecting and giving Motley a chance to throw. He had Hodges in the back corner of the end zone at 6'7". That's a missed opportunity.
Well, you do figure at 6'7", he's the ultimate red zone weapon. Bucky Hodges, a converted quarterback who is a really talented player. Now 36 seconds. Motley does have to be aware without the timeout. A sack could be a disaster. You're in field goal range. He's going to throw to Hodges again, and flags come flying. Gravius Wright trying to match up with Hodges. He's going to get called for the penalty.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 8. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
Now it's first and goal from the 2. You do have to trust your quarterback here, though.
Yes, on the replay here, you've got a 6'7" guy on a 5'10" guy. Gravius Wright is a really good player, maybe their best hitter, but that's a mismatch. Good job of Motley throwing it up and giving him a chance. There's the interference. So now you're not going to run the ball. You're going to probably give your quarterback a run-pass option.
No timeouts for the Hokies, leading 14-10. Motley will throw it over the top. It is caught. No, incomplete. Ford was selling it, but the ball popped out. Justin Burris with the coverage. Incomplete. That would have been Ford's 3rd touchdown catch of the first half, and he had it for a moment.
Well, and what you've got is a very limited play selection here. It was a really good throw. I thought he had it, but good defense by NC State. And you're looking at Justin Burris, their best defensive back, so they went after him for the play. So now you cannot run the ball. You're going to throw probably the rub route to the field or the fade to the bottom.
Motley, little play fake in the pocket, looking for Ford. He throws it away. Ford had a tiny opening. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Really good defense by NC State here. They need to hold this to a kick. This is a key play. You got 23 seconds left. It's 3rd down, so the clock isn't really an issue now. The only way the clock's an issue is if you have a running play and can't get your field goal. But they're still going to do something with quarterback run pass.
3rd and goal. Rolling right. Motley back across his body. Touchdown. There's number 3 for Isaiah Ford. And what a play by Brendan Motley again. His 3rd touchdown throw this first half, all of them to the sophomore receiver Isaiah Ford. With 18 seconds on the clock, Joey Slye, kick is good. 21-10. It was 10-0 Wolfpack after about a quarter of play.
This was the same play they scored before when they threw the ball to Ford. You've got 45 Rogers going in motion. You got the rub route, and all of a sudden one of the guys coming in on the rub finds the soft spot inside, You see him right there. He shows his numbers. He's square. He makes it an easy throw. So Isaiah Ford catches another touchdown pass.
And Kentavious Street's got to be frustrated trying to knock that ball down. He could see it coming, just couldn't get a hand on it.
Great patience by Motley again. I'm just really impressed with his ability to wait till the moment came open where Ford had his opening. Then he hit it. Look at him. Got a little smile. Got a lot more confidence, a little happiness on the sideline. Allison was talking about them celebrating. It's easier to celebrate when you score. It's easy to celebrate when you're ahead. I've done both. Let me tell you, it's miserable when you're not.
Yeah, the theme from last week, we need to celebrate more. Well, part one is have more than 100 yards of total offense.
Score.
Kickoff a little shorter this time, so a return set up for the Wolfpack. But good kick coverage. Hines tackled at the 21. Tomorrow, college football presented by 5 Hour Energy. Number 6, undefeated Clemson at home in Death Valley against a desperate Georgia Tech team at 3:30 Eastern on ABC or ESPN2. You can check your local listings. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN. Man, Georgia Tech, one of the favorites in this conference. And they are desperate. They need a win. They're 0-2 at the start of conference play. Clemson is clearly one of the best teams in the ACC.
Yes, Clemson can't have the letdown now, but they're playing really, really well. And Georgia Tech's a team you hate to face. They always scare you with the option.
What about Virginia Tech? What a first half. Wolfpack take a knee. Motley and company go to the locker room. It's 21-10 Hokies. We got an interview with Frank Beamer during halftime. First, though, Adnan Virk, Danny Cannell, and Joey Galloway, our college football halftime report. Back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Jimmy John's. And they are bouncing here in Blacksburg as we get ready to start the second half. What a turnaround in this game. Virginia Tech 21, NC State 10. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown with you. And, Coach, I mean, we had the delay. The fans weren't allowed in at the beginning because of the lightning storm. It's almost like Virginia Tech wanted to wait, make sure everybody was in their seat, and then start to play, because slow start, and, man, did they turn it on.
I'm not sure Coach Beamer wanted to wait, but this place is rocking, Dave. We got people older than me dancing and bouncing in the stands.
And Brendan Motley, he's the guy who really got it turned around, the quarterback.
Yes, coaches did a good job of throwing some short things off play action to get him started. Then all of a sudden a little slant and go for a touchdown to Phillips. And then all of a sudden, really good patience as he goes out to the right. And Ford is sitting there in a perfect spot. Ford caught both those touchdowns, had 3 touchdowns the first half, and those guys have changed the momentum in this game. Now we've got to see what Jacoby Brissett can do. I believe in Dave Doeren. He'll get them stirred up at halftime. Got a great second half.
Booming kickoff, deep, and a touchback. Speaking of Dave Doeren, Allison Williams just a couple minutes ago talked to the NC State head coach.
Coach Doeren, what was your message to the team in regards to the 21 unanswered?
We got to regroup and go back to being who we are. We got to execute, play one play at a time. This whole thing's about focus. We had great focus when we started the game. Second quarter, we didn't stop them enough on defense. They changed some things up. We made adjustments. 0-0 in our opinion. We got to go play now.
When this offense struggled, was it more a lack of execution, or was it something they adjusted defensively?
I mean, it's always execution, no matter what. They did a nice job. We got to do a better job, and we will.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, they do have to do a better job. Brissett, who got off to that hot start, but the Virginia Tech defense has come to life. Mook Reynolds, a true freshman, with a big hit right after Matt Days caught the ball. That's a loss of 6 yards.
Guys are playing tight man-to-man. You can see it was a screen behind the line of scrimmage. They tried to block. They had the Bear defense up front. Really good call on first down. Now you're behind the chains. Second down and 15.
NC State's offense was moving the ball at will in that first quarter. Since then, almost nothing. That's a positive run. Tough running from one of their stars, Jalen Samuels. We're talking about the turnaround in this game. Dramatic.
It's been unbelievable. You've got to look at Jacoby Brissett has got to be able to lead this team as a senior. He's their guy. He's their leader. He gets everybody to follow him. It's third down and 10. Time for him to step up and make a play.
2 total yards in the second quarter for the Wolfpack. Brissett with all kinds of time. Throws, and he's got his man caught. First down. JaMychal Ramos, who caught the touchdown early in the second quarter with a big first down for the Wolfpack.
After only 2 yards in the second half, they know they had to come back out and do it differently. Here he goes. He's got the turn-in route. He fills it. Now all of a sudden you've got scramble drill, and Brissett is scrambling to his right. The big receiver gets out to the right, and all of a sudden Ramos catches the ball for a first down. Big play for NC State to get some momentum back.
I mean, you say big play. It's the first series of the second half. A long way to go, but they've just had nothing positive in a long while. Nothing positive there. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss of a half a yard. The third down has not been effective for the Wolfpack rather. So a big third down completion for NC State. They finally got one on that last play.
Well, and that was overcoming a 3rd and 10. When they were making their first downs, they were 3rd and 4 or less. When they got behind the chains, that's when they started struggling and went 0 for 4.
Hines in motion. They fake it to him. Brissett, big and strong and elusive, but not that elusive there. Danny Nicholas, who has played, I think, a much better game for the Hokies tonight. Gain of about 4 to set up another third down.
Yeah, the Hokie defense is locked in. That's the same play that Brissett used on the option to hurt him earlier in the ball game. They really over-pursued that time. He turned back, trying to compete. Now they're at 3rd and 5, so this is manageable.
There's Danny Nicholas. He's a star. One of the better defensive linemen in the conference. They've been a little disappointed in his production these last few games. Tonight, he's been all over the place. Trying to get to Brissett here, who delivers incomplete and nearly intercepted. Brandon Faison made a nice break on the ball. It's 4th down.
It's very good protection. The big question for Bud Foster was, could his guys cover the NC State receivers one-on-one? Ramos is coming inside, and really good play by Brandon Faison, and Brissett sitting in there when he's got the big linebacker coming and hitting him as he throws the ball.
Well, it's been 36 quarters since
Virginia Tech.
The Wolfpack and Brissett have thrown an interception. He almost threw one there. Now Virginia Tech needs a timeout because they were not organized on special teams, and that does not make their longtime head coach happy. I mean, he is really upset. He got to burn a timeout on a punt coverage play. The hat came off for Frank Beamer.
Yeah, that's something you can't have. You don't want to waste timeouts, and you sure want the head coach to be the guy calling them on the sideline, not assistant coaches.
He's not going to give it up. Beamer's coming over to talk. Saturday Night Football presented by Wells Fargo. It's number 12, undefeated Florida State taking on Miami. The Hurricanes team that needs a big win. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, also streaming live on Watch ESPN. So in the ACC, very significant game as the Seminoles try to keep it going. This is a big game in this conference here tonight. Two teams that lost their conference opener last week. Both teams lost it at home. And I think each side feeling like this is a must-win. So after the timeout, a high booming punt. Strings going backwards. Tackled inside the 5. So great punt and great coverage. Poor field position for the Hokies when we come back to Blacksburg.
Not to disparage who have invented the cow.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN. That was last night. Students milling around campus. What a beautiful time of year to be here. Virginia Tech at home, 21-10. They lead North Carolina State. Maybe a special teams mistake, though, for the Hokies on that last punt.
Yes, you've got to put your feet on the 10-yard line, and you can't back up. And young Greg Stroman put him on the 10, but he lost where he was, backed up, and got them in trouble. Now they're in really bad field position.
And Dravius Wright, a starting nickel back for the Wolfpack on defense with a nice special teams tackle. Around the right side, not much running room for McMillan. It'll be second down. Mike Rose with the tackle.
Mike Rose is a good football player. Williams is really fast, and he ran him down on the corner.
So Rose has made a lot of big plays. So has the quarterback. The junior under fire here in Blacksburg. Did not play well last week. Threw 3 interceptions in the first half. It was 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Under center here with a play fake. Motley almost intercepted. Nice break on the ball. That's Michael Stevens, who nearly picked it off. It's 3rd and 10.
I think that was a better play by Michael Stevens than it was a mistake by Motley. It's good protection. It's a play action pass. They've got a 2-level route with their big tight end Malik in the corner. The ball was thrown well enough. Really, really good play by NC State.
So now it's 3rd and 10 from the 4-yard line. And the Wolfpack defense, they have a chance trying to get back in this game to come up with a big play.
And field position's key, even if they don't get the ball back here. Moving the quarterback.
In the end zone, he'll throw, and it's caught for a first down. Wow. Cam Phillips, what a big play that was.
That's a killer. That one cost you points because, number one, you've got a chance to get Motley inside and maybe sack him, but all of a sudden you've got the inside receiver, Phillips. He goes up the field. He runs a comeback to the outside. Motley works toward him. Big play to get off that goal line.
It just always makes everybody, I think, so nervous on offense when that quarterback scrambling around in the end zone. A holding penalty means a safety. A sack means a safety. And a good run defense with a flag thrown by the Wolfpack. And McMillan stopped and actually driven backwards.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 57 and number 77. Half the distance. First down.
So that's Teller and Hansen. They got the breathing room. Now they're going to go way back deep into their own territory after the personal foul chop block. And the quarterback, Brendan Motley, after that pass, we did notice maybe not feeling quite 100%.
Yeah, it's nearly like he came down wrong on his knee because his movement right now is helping him so much, so he can try to keep from getting the sack and make plays with his feet or stay free enough to throw it downfield.
Well, maybe a second chance for the Wolfpack defense here. 1st and 17 from about the 8. Nowhere to go. Well, Motley just stopped, and well, wait a minute. Motley said, there's a little room. I'm just going to keep going. Out to the 15-yard line. I guess the knee's feeling okay. Ends up getting 7 yards where there was nothing there.
No, and this is what Dave Doran was talking about at halftime. The ball's run up inside. Gerard Fernandez, number 4, hits him, holds him. He's one of the best football players and leaders at NC State. He's trying to pull the ball loose, and all of a sudden Motley gets about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, at some point, just make the tackle. Forget about ripping the ball out. 2nd and 10. Motley throws incomplete. That was a dangerous pass, but a flag throw. Intended for Ford with Burris in the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 11. Spot foul. First down.
And penalties have been a big part of the story of this game, and that's a big one against the Wolfpack.
That have been. Good job by Dave Doran, patting him on the head and getting him back out there. This is the best cover guy for NC State. He had his hand around his back. It still didn't seem to have a huge effect on the play, but they're going to call it pretty quickly. That's a really good football player we're going to see on Sundays.
That's the 5th first down the Hokies have gotten because of a penalty against NC State. 5th in the game. Well, Motley picking his way forward. And he gets positive yardage on first down. Downstairs to Allison Williams.
An update on Hakeem Jones, the safety for NC State. He will not return to the game. I was told initially he would return to action, but he will not. And they're going hockey style, calling it a lower extremity injury. I did see them working on that thigh hamstring area on his left thigh and hamstring, but he will not be back. Guys, still dressed, still with his helmet on the sidelines, but he will not play the second half.
Well, thanks for the update, Allison, because they missed him big time. Several of those penalties came with his replacement committing the penalties. Here comes some pressure. Swing pass right side. McMillan slipped on the wet turf and went backwards. Arius Moore with a nice open field tackle. And that play loses yardage. You can still see Motley. I mean, he's not 100% with that leg.
But you can also see that Scott Leffler is showing a lot more confidence in him. He threw the ball 2 times on 1st and 3rd down from down about his 3-yard line.
4 for their last 4 on 3rd down. The Hokies. This is 3rd and 10. They need to get out to the 31. Empty backfield. Motley. And flags thrown. That's a false start against Virginia Tech.
False start. Offense. Number 5. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, we mentioned those penalties. The Wolfpack have been called for 7 of them, and a lot of them have been really significant. That's only the 3rd penalty against Virginia Tech. Well, there's the starter, Michael Brewer. Some thought he would be playing here tonight. That broken clavicle not yet fully healed, not cleared for game action. He's been back at practice, but his backup, Brendan Motley, playing maybe his best game here in Blacksburg.
Michael's going to be a coach probably when he gets through, and I'm sure he's helped Brendan Motley on the sidelines get through his early struggles to where he is right now.
3rd and 15. Motley looking to run. He squirts through. Motley makes a tackle and miss, but tackled short of the 1st down. So that was a saving play by the Wolfpack.
It's a good, safe call by the Virginia Tech staff. You didn't turn the ball over. Street makes the tackle, but also you've changed field position now and given your punter a lot better opportunity to punt it downfield. Really good effort by the big lineman moving downfield.
And I do give Kentavious Street credit. You saw the hustle there. He's a defensive lineman, and he came back into the secondary. If he's not there, that's a 1st down Hokies.
Wearing 35, he looks like he could be a fullback the way around there too, though.
So the punter, A.J. Hughes, with Cherry deep to receive. Wolfpack putting some pressure on. But a good punt sends Cherry way back. Around the 15 with room to run now. To the 25. Pushed out of bounds right around the 30. 21-10 Virginia Tech. Let's go to the studio and Adnan Virk.
Thank you very much, Dave. WNBA Finals. Fever.
Enter the Allstate.
Well, back here on the campus of Virginia Tech, 21-10 Hokies, who trailed 10-0. NC State got off to a great start. A 4-1 team coming on the road. They played so well in the 1st quarter. And Virginia Tech has dominated since then. But Motley in the offense on the sideline. The Wolfpack get the ball back after a 14-yard punt return. Starting at their own 30. Brissett handoff with running room. A nice cut by Matt Days, who is really a talented runner. We haven't seen that much from him tonight, but he's a playmaker.
Really good vision and patience there. You started to have the zone play to the left, and he was slowed his motion down enough to get the good vision and cut back against the grain. Really good 1st down play. All of a sudden now 2nd and 3.
There is plenty of time left. We still got about 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. It's only an 11-point deficit.
NC State's just got to get their momentum back.
Samuels in motion. Handoff again. Days to the 45, to the 50, and into Virginia Tech territory with a penalty flag thrown. Maybe a face mask at the end of that play. Maybe a horse collar tackle from Terrell Edmonds. So a big gain on the ground of 16 yards plus the penalty yardage coming.
There is no foul for a face mask.
Okay, so no penalty yardage. They threw the flag, but they wave it off. It's still a nice gain into Hokies territory.
When you get on the road and you're struggling some to settle things down, use your running game. And all of a sudden, the young man's broken 2 really good plays to start with. Officials working good there to make sure that they got the right call. I love it when one official will call it off when another one thinks he's made the call.
Yeah, that was good teamwork by the crew. Hines in motion. Another handoff. Days starting to get it going. Positive yardage down to the 44. 4-yard gain on 1st down. They need to give him the ball more.
Well, and I think they're seeing that. And what you do as a play caller, you repeat successful plays. And they've run that same play now 3 times, even though one of them was to a different side. But all of a sudden, the big offensive line up front is taking care of all the movement from Virginia Tech. And they're making yards on the ground, which could set up some play-action pass.
Days is averaging 5.5 yards a carry. He's only carried it 8 times. This time they give it to Hines, who's got that great speed. He gets to the corner. Hines first down and more inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. So another first down for the Wolfpack. Jacoby Brissett handing it off on this drive. 231 straight passes now, though, without an interception. That is the longest current streak going in the FBS. That's what 36.5 quarters of football without throwing an interception. Days straight ahead. So that offensive line starting to get a push. Days running north and south. That's another 4 yards on the ground.
And once again, now all of a sudden you're running the ball well enough. You've tied the front down for Virginia Tech. The big guys are pounding them up front, and that's usually the time when you take a chance with a play-action pass.
So we'll see if the Wolfpack do that here. They get to the line of scrimmage fairly quickly. And they shift those two tight ends to the right side. Brissett, handoff, straight ahead running. That's Samuels, close to the first down, but stopped a yard and a half short or so.
Well, and I just said repeat successful plays. They're getting 4 to 5 yards per run. I'd keep pounding it, and then at some point take that shot.
And remember, NC State does not have a lot of faith in their kicking game. So it's 3rd and 2. They're down 11. They're at the 25. Might not be a field goal situation for Dave Doeren.
Well, I think we're in 4 downs here.
Days comes around the right side. Nice cut to get the first down. And hangs onto the ball. I think it was starting to wobble there for a minute, but he gets the first down. Wolfpack move the chains.
This has been an attitude series, Dave. They just lined up and running the football again. Speed sweep with your tailback. So he comes from underneath. You've got really good blocking out on the corner. And I love the way Samuels blocks out there. I love one running back blocking for another. Very unselfish with these two backs.
What'd you call it, an attitude series?
It's an attitude series. Let's line up and run the ball.
7 rushes, no pass plays, and they'll keep it on the ground and keep going forward.
Well, and you're making yards, but also you're keeping your defense on the field, and your defense played a lot in that second quarter. So you're getting your defense rested. You're getting an attitude for that bench over there to pick it back up. You've kind of quietened the crowd. This has been a very successful drive so far. Now you need to get 7. You don't need to come back with 3.
And that clock keeps moving. It's funny, the last Virginia Tech drive, they never got beyond their own 30-yard line. They still took 5 minutes off the clock. So we're down in the final 2 minutes of this third quarter. Handoff, Days back in again, trying to drag those tacklers forward. Got just a couple of yards. Stop. That was not Days. That was Reggie Gillespie, the true freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina.
I like the NC State backs. They've got 3 guys that can really play.
And remember, Shadrick Thornton, who was a big playmaker for them in the backfield about 10 days ago, dismissed from the team. So he's one of their most talented offensive players. They're still deep at that spot.
And give Dave Doeren credit for making that decision.
3rd and 2. Brissett looking to pass for the first time on this drive. Pressure, throws it away. Took a big hit from Deion Clark. Needs some help getting up. So now we'll see how the Wolfpack are feeling about the kick game, or whether on 4th and 2 they are going to go for it. And maybe the fact that Brissett was so slow to get up, you never know, that could have influenced the decision.
Well, and this was a really, really good play that started with Matuapaka up inside because he took up the blocker, and then Clark comes to the outside to make the play. But I think that does have something to do with it. Your quarterback gets up slow. You've changed the momentum of the game. You'd like to get points now and not let Virginia Tech have a big play. And that's about a 4th and 3 instead of a 4th and 2. So it's a little long.
So Kyle Bambard, who has made a field goal tonight, but has struggled on the year. And flags thrown. That, I think, was a delay of game.
Delay of game.
Wow.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Man, that's not supposed to happen. That makes the field goal tougher.
Well, and sometimes you take a little bit longer on your decision as a coaching staff, and then the guys get out there. Again, you're talking about young kicking situations. That could have even been a fake on 4th and 3. Now you're assured it will not be a fake. They'll go ahead and kick it now, regardless of the decision they made before.
They have a freshman snapper, a freshman holder, a freshman kicker. 36 yards now for Kyle Benbard. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way, and it's good. So a much better night for him. The Wolfpack with a nice drive. They get 3, trailing 21-13 in Blacksburg.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by the 2016 Ford Explorer. Be unstoppable. And Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich.
We've seen some inspired football from Virginia Tech. That combination, Motley to Ford 3 times in the first half. But despite that, this is still very much a game. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Jacoby Brissett and the North Carolina State offense down the field. They got 3 points out of their drive to cut the lead to 21-13. And you can see Brissett on those sidelines with his teammates, reminding him this game is a long way from being over.
Yeah, I love Jacoby. He's a great leader.
Shorter kickoff, and Darion Green will return. Green to the 25 to the 27. Where he's tackled. College Football Playoff Foundation is proud to renew for 2015 its Extra Yard for Teachers initiative, created to honor, celebrate, inspire, and empower teachers in communities all across the country. In partnership with ESPN, the initiative helps teachers acquire tools and resources to be more successful in their classrooms. To learn how to get involved and make a difference for teachers and their students, go to collegefootballplayoff.com. Hokies get the ball back. Total yardage very even, although lopsided in terms of when the teams have gotten that yardage. Now a flag thrown. That's another penalty.
Ball starts. Offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I know we've seen a couple of those in this second half against the Hokies. Those are the ones that'll drive a coach crazy.
Those are the ones that kill you, because those are the ones before the snap. We used to call them not our standards, and young Bucky Hodges has been in this game enough. He didn't need to turn up too soon. Critical mistake. Now puts you 1st and 15.
Yeah, Frank Beamer may have a different kind of term for that penalty. Motley in the pocket, going to take a deep shot. He's got Hodges, incomplete. Not an easy throw, but Hodges was open there. 2nd and 15.
Well, and you've lost some momentum. You got to get the momentum back. Now you put yourself in 2nd and 15. Really good protection. I'm impressed. Hodges is going to be an NFL player. Big, tall guy. Mismatch on linebackers and safeties. Guy can really run. He's a great football player. Be fun to watch in the future.
Well, they've targeted him 6 times. He only has 1 catch. He also drew a penalty. Well, they haven't been real efficient when going after Hodges. Good play fake, but NC State reads it well. Arius Moore, the sophomore linebacker, hit Brendan Motley hard, and Motley again, we've seen this a few times in this game, slow to get up, and he's not getting up. He needs help. Wow, that's not good news for the Hokies. Their backup with Michael Brewer out as a true freshman, Dwayne Lawson. That was a big hit, and it wasn't just up top, down below as well. We noticed him on that last series favoring his leg. It looks like his leg is hurting again here. So they're looking at Motley on the field. They will give us a timeout, and we'll take a 30-second break ourselves with the score 21-13.
Okay.
Well, the junior quarterback Brendan Motley, who is, I think, undoubtedly having his best game at Virginia Tech. Their starter Michael Brewer already hurt and out and not available. Now their backup is out, and the true freshman Dwayne Lawson, very talented, a kid from Tampa, but very young and inexperienced on 3rd and long. And what could be the final play of the quarter. He's going to throw. He's going to throw deep. Incomplete, intended for Isaiah Ford. You saw the strong arm from the freshman Dwayne Lawson. but it's 4th down.
Well, it's a very safe throw, and it's something you know NC State is not going to expect. So it's either quarterback draw, it's a screen, hand it off to Williams, or throw it deep, and they took a shot. Thought it was a good call.
They do think he's got a chance, a long way from it, to be their next great quarterback in the spirit of Michael Vick and Tyrod Taylor and some of the great quarterbacks they've had in Frank Beamer's tenure. But he's not there yet. Virginia Tech punts the ball. Cherry will set up a return and take a big hit. Swarmed. So the big special teams play by the Hokies, 51-yard punt and no return. Newsom with the special teams tackle. That's the end of quarter number 3. Hokies 21, NC State 13.
Looks like
Florida State.
You're watching the ACC on ESPN, a critical game in this conference on both sides as we go to quarter number 4. Wolfpack got the game turned back around in their favor in the 3rd quarter, still down 21-13. Entering the final 15 minutes, Virginia Tech last week, the 4th quarter did not go well. Minus 18 yards of offense, 2 interceptions thrown. The Wolfpack have still not allowed a point in the 4th quarter all season long. So NC State, with those numbers in their favor, getting the ball back down 8, but flags thrown right away.
Ball start, offense, number 86, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Let's check in with Allison Williams.
Well, guys, you saw Brendan Motley walk very carefully off the field. They taped his right ankle over his shoe. They said it's sprained, but he will go back out there. He's on the sidelines now, taking some throws. And, of course, Michael Brewer, guys, right there at his side. And he's walking around here, still high-fiving players, trying to get back out there.
Play fake. Brissett keeps it, and he's got nothing but space out in front. Brissett will step out of bounds, gets the first down, and gets to the 40-yard line.
Outstanding play call. You've run the ball the last series. You've run the power. You've run the zone play. Fake the power. Naked boot out the backside. Jacoby Brissett knows where the first down sticks are. He gets past the sticks for a first down and overcomes a 1st and 15 after the penalty.
16-yard gain. He's got 47 yards on the ground in this one. The senior safety, the junior safety, Clark, had no idea where the ball was. This time Virginia Tech has a pretty good idea. Matt Days stopped and may have lost a half a yard or so. Well, we heard from Allison, the sprained foot, getting loose on the sideline. And Mac, I think they needed to win this game. They're up 8. We're in the 4th quarter, but I'm not sure they win if he can't play like we've seen him play in this game so far.
When Dave, we always challenged our defense here and said, you've got the lead. It's on you to make sure that this game finishes at least 21-13.
That sweep action for Days, knocking his way forward to the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Wolfpack.
You can tell they really trust Days, because when they got in trouble, they're handing this young man the ball. He's running with power up inside. He's got good vision on the cutback, and there he had the speed to get outside.
I like him. 5'9" from Western Florida.
We met with him yesterday. Very smart young man.
Brissett gives it. Another sweep motion play and another first down. That's Days. Well, you see the power, you see that speed from Days, and you see why they trust him so much.
Well, and they used so much of the power in the zone play on the last drive. Now they're using the speed sweep. They used it once before, but he gets outside, he turns up. Clark makes the tackle, but not until he's made another first down. Really good drive by the NC State offense right now.
8 yards on 3rd down. How many good blocks have we seen Jalen Samuels make? Number 28. Here comes Hines, and they'll give it to him. Hines cannot get to the corner, though. What a great individual effort by the linebacker Ronnie Van Dyke to make the tackle.
What a play by Van Dyke. He had a blocker on him. He gets rid of the blocker enough to make the play against maybe the fastest player on the NC State team, because Hines is from Garner, North Carolina. They got a lot of speed in Garner.
Yeah, Yeah, very exciting young player. They want to find ways to get the ball into his hands. I think his college decision came down to North Carolina State and Virginia Tech. He chose the Wolfpack. 2nd and 11. Brissett steps up in the pocket, and it is incomplete. Well, the defensive back wasn't totally aware of where the ball was. Jalen Samuels, the intended target. Adonis Alexander, the freshman safety, did get there in the end to help break it up.
Well, first we have to look at the pressure. You start looking at coming over the corner. You look at Clark. He runs over Days and gets right in Brissett's face, or he might have had enough time to hit the wheel route because they had the play set up like they wanted to. They had a tailback on a safety in perfect position, but he didn't have enough chance because of the pressure to make the throw.
From the shotgun, 3rd and long. Brissett throws incomplete, out of bounds. Well, Ramos was open, but a very tough throw. Now it's 4th down, and we'll see what the Wolfpack decide to do. I think they're going to punt it away.
Well, once again, we talked to Bud Foster yesterday. He had some different packages on 3rd down, and he felt like he had to pressure Brissett. He couldn't let the big guy sit back there and throw the ball. And once again, that was a coverage sack, but pressure up inside made Brissett move.
So Cole, the punter. Stroman deep to receive again. And it is Cole, the primary punter, who's in there. He's going to kick it end over end this time. Stroman will get out of the way. It's going to be knocked into the end zone. Wow. What an opportunity there, but Josh Jones couldn't save it. So the Hokies get the ball back when we come back, leading 21-13. Back here in Blacksburg. Good college game day, though. A long way away from here in Salt Lake City for that big Pac-12 showdown. Some of the stories they're working on. Who is Jared Goff, the star quarterback for Cal? But you'll learn a little bit more about him. An interview. Tom Rinaldi sat down with beleaguered Charlie Strong and Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, getting ready for a big one against Northwestern. That's one of the bigger games of the day. Saturday, 9 a.m. on ESPN. Well, the good news for the Hokies is Brennan Motley is back in the game with that sprained foot. He's going to hand the ball off to his fullback Rogers, and Rogers with a nice gain across the 25 out to the 26. Let's go to Allison Williams.
Even after it was established that Motley could return, backup Dwayne Lawson took some practice snaps with center Eric Gallo. Now, coaches told us yesterday they have a package for him, so don't be surprised if you see him.
They get the snap off very quickly. Rogers tried to cut it upfield, took a big hit, did get a yard. Arias Moore with the tackle. So yeah, they're keeping Lawson ready on the sideline in case Motley isn't even close to 100%. It's 3rd down for the Hokies.
Yeah, Arias Moore is one of the hardest workers on that North Carolina State defense, and let's see what Dave Huxtable comes up with here on 3rd and 3.
The defensive coordinator who's been around college football, had a lot of successful defenses in his career. Yeah, 3rd and 2 here for Virginia Tech. Under 11 to play. The throw down the sideline. Ford broke in, though, and that'll be incomplete. Well, the Wolfpack defense has settled down. Motley limping his way toward the sideline. Hokies have to punt again.
The Virginia Tech offensive staff's going to have to make a decision here because Motley was such a big part of the game plan with his running, so they feel like they can still move the ball with him in there, or do they have to bring the limited package with Lawson?
Hughes, the punter, Cherry, the return man. Hughes has had a nice game punting the ball. Not that time. Off the side of his foot, out of bounds. The Wolfpack are going to get great field position when we come back to Blacksburg, down 21-13.
ESPN College Football is presented by Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Sandwiches and in part by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here.
I'm jealous. Holly Rowe, Desmond Howard, they had a chance to go down to the Bristol Motor Speedway, test out the track. Just a couple hours drive from here in Blacksburg. Next year, next September, the Battle at Bristol. Frank Beamer and Virginia Tech against the Volunteers of Tennessee. They're going to play a football game on the infield at the Bristol Motor Speedway. First down, NC State starting for their best field position of the night. A short gain of 2 on first down. Wolfpack down by 8 with 10.5 to go.
Well, this is a huge drive because you've just gotten your momentum back. You've stopped Virginia Tech on a 3-play series. Their quarterback's limping. You got 10 minutes left to go in the game. You've got good field position. It's really essential that they go ahead and get some points out of this drive.
And most of their offense in the second half has come on the ground. Jacoby Brissett 2 out of 6 for 8 yards passing since halftime. Samuels trying to get to that corner, and he does, but gets pushed out of bounds after a short gain. So right away we've got a third down situation. And Dave Doeren, he calls himself a gambler. He likes to go for it on fourth down. Under 10 minutes to go. Right around midfield, who knows?
Well, he also likes to win. And that's important. Gambling's when you can make it. So if this one gets down to a 4th and 1 or 1.5, 2, we might see him go for it.
Play fake. Brissett on the move. Throws it short. Pass caught. What a great open field tackle. And they go backwards, back to midfield. Terrell Edmonds, the redshirt freshman, with a great play to bring down Matt Days.
Well, and it's a bootleg, double levels. You're trying to get your back out in the flat. You get Days out in the flat. What a great tackle in open field. Young Edmonds has made 2 really good plays in a row. Here you have to punt it, even though you needed to score, because you're not sure what Virginia Tech can do on offense. You need to get them backed up, and you still have 8:55 left.
He's a guy who's kind of taken the place of the All-American Kendall Fuller. That was a Fuller-like play to force the punt. Stroman signals fair catch, comes up and makes it at the 12. Timeout in Blacksburg. Hokies offense back on the field, leading by 8. Saturday night on ESPN. That's tomorrow night. College football primetime presented by Hilton. Arkansas, number 8, Alabama in the SEC at 7 Eastern. Then at 10, a huge game in the Pac-12. Number 23, Cal. Number 5, Utah. So it all starts at 7 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN. Streaming live on Watch ESPN. Utes up to number 5 in the country. Virginia Tech desperate for a win. Trying to get back to 500. Trying to get a win at home. They get the ball back. Not great field position. They will hand it off to McMillan. And McMillan stuffed after a gain of a couple. For more on that Cal-Utah matchup, here's Allison Williams.
Yes, spoke with field analyst Tom Luganville. A couple of injury notes for Cal. Their running back, Daniel Latsko, is expected to play. That should be a huge boost for their offense. For Utah, quarterback Travis Wilson, who injured his left shoulder in that Friday night game we had in week 2, is finally 100% for the Utes. And Tom pointing out to keep an eye on Utah's special teams. They've gotten a lot of praise lately. See how they deal with all this hype.
2nd and 7. That sweep action with nowhere to go. Greg Stroman knocked out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down for the Hokies. Well, you and I were in Salt Lake City, Coach, the 2nd week of the year on Friday night. Utah played okay against Utah State. I'm not sure at that point we thought that just a few weeks later they'd be a top 5 team in the country, but they played like it.
Yeah, proud for Sonny Dykes. He's done a great job at Cal. They're undefeated. He's got his hands full tomorrow with Utah. Yeah. Kyle Whittingham really has a good football team.
So 3rd and 7. The Hokies only have 2 first downs in the second half.
Don't turn it over. Be smart.
Motley rolling, now looking the other way. He's got his tight end. First down, Bucky Hodges. The gimpy Brendan Motley put it right on the money.
This was a great 3rd down call. You're sprinting to the right. Look at the slot at the top. You're seeing big Bucky Hodges come across. You've got 2 guys on him. He's big, he's tall, he's fast. Perfect throw by Motley. It didn't put too much pressure on his legs. Super call, big first down for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, he's a mismatch for just about everybody. 26 yards. And now I think Virginia Tech does want to be deliberate here. 7:15 to go. At home, they lead by 8. Little play fake. Motley pressured. Without quite the mobility he had earlier in the game, he's going to throw this one away. And you can just see that sprained foot is bothering him.
Now you've got 7 minutes. and 4 seconds left. You can see that Brendan's limping. He even limped into this throw. So now you're trying to run the clock. You've got your 4-minute offense. Good job by B.J. Hill of being a smart sophomore and pulling off and not hitting Brendan late. But now you've stopped the clock. You got 7 minutes and 4 seconds left. You're trying to make first downs and get the ball on the other end of the field or get your field goal.
They hand it off. McMillan left side running with room with a block. He hurdles a tackler down the sideline. McMillan to the 10. Touchdown. 59 yards for the freshman Trayvon McMillan. Dave Doran knows that he and NC State are in big trouble now.
Well, I'm sure he just said, let's pick up the tempo. We're not out of this thing. We got to keep working. But power sweep into the boundary. You can see the speed that Williams has. You can see why the Virginia Tech coaches McMillan has. You can tell why the Virginia Tech coaches were so excited about him yesterday.
Extra point up and good. Hokies offense had been sputtering. There was nothing sputtering about the freshman Trayvon McMillan. 59-yard touchdown for the Hokies. Celebrating its 11th year, sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets. Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed millions in scholarship funds. Lane Stadium is rocking now. Dave Fleming, Mac Brown, Allison Williams here in Blacksburg, where the freshman, and we were told this was going to be his night, Trayvon McMillan. And he has had a nice performance. 59-yard touchdown run makes it a 28-13 lead for the Hokies. There's Hines out into the open with his speed. He gets to the 35. That's where the Wolfpack offense will start. Well, when we're done, Sports Center at night comes your way. We got a post-game wrap-up for you with Jay Harris and Lisa Kearney, plus all the highlights from a great day, an exciting day of playoffs in Big League Baseball. Sports Center at night kicking off when our game ends on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN.
You know, in talking to Dave Huxtable, the defensive coordinator from NC State yesterday, one of his big points was eliminate the big plays, and they have given up the deep pass to Ford and the long run.
So it's been a problem again for the Wolfpack, who trail 28-13. So they need to go, and they need to go fast. They will hand the ball off. Penalty flag thrown. Well, it could be offsides against Virginia Tech.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Danny Nicholas called for the offside penalty.
Yeah, Daddy's been around long enough. He doesn't need to be being offsides in this situation. You don't need to help NC State go down and get a quick score.
I do think Bud Foster is going to be happy with the way he's played tonight. He's played hard. He's played harder. He's played better. 1st and 5. They wind the clock now. Brissett looking to throw. Now going down. And Ken Canham will get credit for at least half the sack. He came into this game without one on the year.
Well, and the coaches were really challenging Kenny Canham and Daddy Nicholas, and you can see the pressure that both of those guys put on the quarterback, and then Clark helps out at the end, and this isn't their deal. They're not just a drop-back team, and had a little play action there. But again, Matt Kennedy said they have to stay ahead of the chains to be successful.
2nd and 12. Pressure again. Brissett hit again. Somehow got the throw up. Now a flag is thrown. Intended for Ramos. Incomplete, but the penalty flag thrown. Brandon Faison was there.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 31. 15-yard penalty, first down.
He can't believe it.
Boy, what a break for NC State, though. It's really good coverage. He's on him. It's tough from that angle to see whether he pushed him or he had a hold of his jersey. Let's see here. Yes, he pushed him up into the face right before the catch. Good call by the officials.
Brissett on the move again. Throws across his body. Nice delivery to the tight end. That's Greenidge with the catch, and now the ball comes out. I think they spotted him down.
Brissett's pass complete to the tight end, Brady 6, David Greenidge.
No fumble, they say down. At least as far as we can tell from that look.
Great play by Brissett, throwing across his body, going left.
And they get the play off quickly. The throw is incomplete. And Jacoby Brissett, you got to give him credit. He is hanging in there, but he's taking a hit on every play now. That time it was Andrew Motuapuaka from his middle linebacker spot who put the pressure on.
Motuapuaka is a guy that they really like. Tough, smart, fundamentally sound. Comes inside with a twist and really disrupts this play. What a good football player. Good leader. We met with him yesterday. Really good kid.
5:10 to go. This game is not over. NC State has all 3 timeouts. Brissett throws. Short completion. Quick tackle by Donovan Riley. Raylan Cherry with the catch. Clock continues to move. That's just 4 yards. We're under 5 minutes to play.
And now you're in 4-down territory. No field goals.
Brissett knocked away, incomplete. Faison, who got called for the pass interference penalty there with the good defense that time. All right, it's 4th and 6. And the Wolfpack, they have no choice. They have to go for it.
They have to go for it. But good defensive backs forget about the previous play and move forward. So good job for Faison going ahead and making another play. Big play for NC State. 4:40 left. What a game. Game's on the line.
Brissett toward the end zone. Ramos is there, and it is knocked away, incomplete. Faison makes the play again. Virginia Tech will take over on downs.
Good protection. Virginia Tech came after it. I really like the way Brissett stood in there strong, and he makes a really good throw down the field. That one's really close as well. But the ball was thrown perfectly. What a great throw by Brissett. I can see on that drive why people think that he's going to be an NFL player.
Yeah, that was nearly complete for. He thought he had it, but no.
Still got 3 timeouts. Got to get a stop. If you're NC State, you can't get your head down. You can't get frustrated. You've just got to keep playing. Really need a 3 and out here.
Well, it is a good point. With the timeouts, the game is not over. They're going to hand the ball off. McMillan, the freshman, stopped at the line. Now it's time for our game track, brought to you by Straight Talk. And we had all kinds of questions. Everybody did about Brendan Motley. Could he play better? The answer, definitely yes.
Well, definitely yes. He's had a great second quarter. He got hurt, but he did some good things in the third quarter. He's hanging in there now and trying to manage his team in the fourth. And all of a sudden now, if you're Virginia Tech, you get Motley, and you might get Michael Brewer back next week. So you've got your 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, the quarterback position's feeling a lot different tonight than it was a week ago. Motley has done a little bit of everything.
Good job by the coaches early, getting him some confidence. And then he comes out with a slant and go. And a great play down the field to Ford. Ford's been really good to him tonight. And all of a sudden he sprints out on the rough play, and he's got patience, and he looks inside. Ford finds the opening. Brendan Motley has played very, very well tonight, and he's given his team a chance to win at this point in the game. And that's something we weren't sure of when we started the game, and it's sure something we weren't sure of at the end of the first quarter.
Well, there is Michael Brewer. I mean, that was the talk all week. Cleared to practice. Would he be back in this game? And if he wasn't, was Virginia Tech doomed to have another poor offensive game? The answer is no. McMillan has been a part of their offense. He pushes forward close to the first down. They're going to spot him very close.
That's the same power play that McMillan ran for the long touchdown.
And they're saying first down. Now, at least that line judge was. The head referee may want a measurement.
All you're trying to do if you're Virginia Tech is make first downs.
Yeah, and really, after NC State used that timeout, you might only have to get 1 or 2 more.
Yes, NC State will only have 2 timeouts left.
They got it.
Now you take a lot of time off the clock. You protect the ball. You've got both hands on the ball if you're the running back. If you're the quarterback, you're going slow. The play caller gets them in a lot slower. You're a no-huddle team, but you're trying to run a 4-minute offense to finish this game. You'd like to finish the game with the ball.
So they get the first down. They'll spot the ball, get everybody set up, and then they will wind that clock. And this is what you're talking about. Virginia Tech would like to just take as much clock as they can.
Every coach just pointed to that clock and said, watch the clock. He'd like to get it down to 3 seconds before he snaps it. Use as much clock as you can.
So they bring Stroman in motion. They snap it at 4. Give it to Rogers. Left side running. Rogers wants to stay in bounds. Cuts it toward the middle of the field inside the 30.
Stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. First down.
What a heady player. Once again, the power sweep, pulling those big guys into the boundary. That's a play that Stacy Searles loves. Really smart play by Sam Rogers. Don't step out of bounds. We need to keep the clock running. He cuts back across the grain, covering up the ball. Sam Rogers is a really good and smart football player. 31-yard run for another first down. Now let's slow it down again.
Yeah, hurry down the field with your legs, Sam, and then get to the line and slow it down.
Score more but slower.
Now hand it off to Rogers again. Cuts it middle once again. Shorter gain. Dave Doeren uses his second timeout. 3:01 to go. We'll take a timeout ourselves. Virginia Tech trying to put the game away, leading 28-13. Well, what a difference a week has made for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. They lead 28-13 over NC State, looking for an ACC win. Last week, 100 total yards of offense. Tonight, they're up, getting close to 400 with nearly 200 on the ground. They ran for 9 yards at home against Pitt last week. It's been a much different story here. Stroman, that sweep action, stopped for a short gain, and I think North Carolina State will use their final timeout. So they stop the clock, 2:53 to go. Dave Doeren knows his odds are not good, but 28-13 is the score, with Virginia Tech ahead. And I think both teams came into this game with a lot of urgency. NC State non-conference went 4-0, lost their conference opener at home against Louisville. Virginia Tech playing a tough non-conference schedule. And back the Hokies 2-3. The disappointment, I think, really was last week against Pitt. And that's where this one will feel good. In that division of the ACC, Virginia Tech, I mean, they still have a chance to win their division and play for a conference championship.
They do. I thought they were disappointed East Carolina, too. They really feel like they should have been or could have been 4-1. When you lose your quarterback, if you're not careful, you've got some excuses. Brendan stepped up tonight. He's been very well, and now we're happy that Michael Brewer will be back as well. But you got to run the football in the fourth quarter to win.
Yeah, you see, I mean, they have some road tests at Miami, at Boston College, at Georgia Tech, but no Clemson, no Florida State. 1 loss, heck, 2 losses in a balanced division of the ACC.
Offense,
might be good enough.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
A 5-yard penalty moves the Hokies backwards.
Come on, Wyatt Teller. Sit in there. Be focused. You're excited. You got 2:53 left. You don't need to be having a penalty to set you back when you're sitting there at 3rd down and 8. Coach Searles is not happy.
And neither is Frank.
With his young left guard. Neither one of them are. Come on, boys. Let's get this thing over with.
29 years for Frank Beamer here in Blacksburg. No coach has been at his school longer than Frank Beamer has been here at Virginia Tech. Really one of the great coaching careers in the history of college football. And assuming they get this one, it's going to feel good. Stroman will go out of bounds.
Got to try your best to stay in bounds there. Don't get a penalty on the sideline. Come on, guys. Separate. Let's play ball. But Frank Beamer will be in the Hall of Fame. 29 years here. I was thinking about today, P.J. Fleck at Western Michigan, who worked for Dave Doran at Northern Illinois, is one of the best young coaches in the country. He's 34. Frank's been coaching 35 years as a head coach. So Frank Beamer was a head coach before P.J. was born. But he's done a tremendous job here. He's done it with class. He's had 25 siblings come to school here. So that means that the parents trust him. The players trust him. He is Virginia Tech. He's built this place. He's made it what it is today. And he's one of the best football coaches to ever coach college football. 275 wins and 22 straight bowl games.
30-second timeout.
Well, Virginia Tech calls the timeout. Yeah, it was a long time ago that Frank Beamer showed up here in Blacksburg. 29 seasons since 1987. Those 275 wins that you were mentioning, domination for a stretch. I mean, the conference championships have been 7 of those. Big wins, big bowl wins for Frank Beamer.
Got a street named after him. I told Frank, you must be in pretty good shape around here. Not many people have streets named after you. They built a brand new indoor area, and I think it's the Beamer Dome or something like that. So he's just had a wonderful program here.
Well, and you mentioned that because, look, pressure might be the wrong word, but there's been a lot of talk this year, the last couple of years. Has the program fallen off? Is it time for Frank to think about what the end game is going to be? I mean, nobody wants it to end ugly for a guy who truly has built this program. But I think this win, he's going to savor this one tonight.
Well, he is. But he played here. He's coached here. He's done a wonderful job. Everybody should leave Frank Beamer alone and celebrate the success he's had.
They're going to fake the field goal, and NC State was waiting for it. So the Wolfpack do come up with a stop. They do get the ball back with 2:08 to go. And you never know, with a miracle, maybe that fake could cost the Hokies. Now the Wolfpack, NC State now staring at an 0-2 start in conference after the 4-0. Non-conference looks a lot different for the Wolfpack. They did not challenge themselves like the Hokies did. And at Florida State, home against Clemson, so the two big boys are looming for the Wolfpack. Brissett in the pocket, stepping up. Brissett spinning around, throws it, gets it complete with the big hit. On the running back days, he does hang on to the ball.
Well, what a play for Jacoby Brissett. He's still competing. You love the senior fighting to get out of there. He leans out to his right. He's got guys hanging all over him, and he throws the ball to Days. Now they got to go no huddle, and that's not their deal.
Brissett stands in there, flushed out. Little pump fake. He's going to take a hit. And maybe nobody has been open, Coach, but I do think he's been reluctant at times to pull the trigger, and he protects the ball. You love that. He's got the interception-free streak going, longest in FBS of any quarterback currently, but he does hang on to the ball for a long time.
And the coaches felt like they needed to get the ball downfield against the young Virginia Tech secondary in this game to have a chance to win. But I like what Dave Dorian's doing. He's got a tremendous thing going at NC State. And they're a good football team and well coached.
3rd and 5. Brissett got away from Danny Nicholas. He extends the play, throws it. Is the streak over? Yes, it is. What an interception from Adonis Alexander. Wow. It's been a long time since he's thrown one, and it took a spectacular play.
When you've got a great quarterback, it usually takes a situation like this where he has to force the ball downfield. But that young freshman, they feel like, is a freak. He gets the ball down. Adonis Alexander is an outstanding athlete.
Whoa.
And they said he just got to learn a little bit more of what to do, but he's made some really good plays tonight. None better than that one, which really finishes this game.
Yeah, that was spectacular. I guess we can see now why they like this kid so much. He's a true freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, who left that state to come to Virginia Tech. First interception in 242 passes. It has been a tough night for Jacoby Brissett and NC State.
Well, I still like those two guys. They're going to have a great year. Dave Dorian took Northern Illinois to a BCS game at the Orange Bowl and was 23-4. So great win for Virginia Tech. NC State sure not dead for the year.
Well, the Hokies, though, can go into that victory formation, though. Wolfpack have no timeouts remaining, so the clock will wind. And Frank Beamer knows his team got it. Was it a must-win? Maybe too early in the year to say it, but to fall to 0-2 with both games at home, those conference championship hopes might have gone away.
Yeah, let's put it this way. It was a whole lot better option than the other one.
Yeah.
They needed to win. Nothing's a must-win this early, but they didn't need to go down 0-2 in the league.
And they needed to play better, and they did play better. On offense, they played much better.
And this crowd is wonderful. It's one of the best in college football. They needed to win at home, and these fans can say thank you. It's a horrible night, and the fans came, cheered them on. The fans have been wonderful. What a great place to play.
Yeah, celebration time in Blacksburg with the young quarterback Brendan Motley hanging in there. He was banged up in this game, but he played the best game of his Virginia Tech career, I think, unquestionably. And he leads the Hokies. Frank Beamer with the handshake at midfield even before the clock goes to zeros. A much needed win for this Virginia Tech program. Jacoby Brissett and NC State hoping better days are ahead. They are 0-2 now in ACC play. So that's it here from Virginia Tech. The Hokies get the job done. Final score 28-13. For Mac Brown, for Allison Williams, for our whole crew, Dave Fleming saying so long here from Blacksburg Sports Center. Coming up next.